Hello everyone, this is the Cool Geek, and this time I'm excited for another video tutorial for properties example. In the last video we discussed about object-oriented programming and the properties, methods and events associated with object-oriented programming. In the last example I showed you how we get a particular sheet name uh, and access the property of a sheet. So if I click this button, you see I get the sheet name, object oriented programming, the current sheet that I am in, right? So this is an example of how we can access a particular object's property. Now let's go to another sheet for our properties example. Not many examples here, but you will get an idea of how we can use properties or how properties plays a role within Excel VBA. So what I do is I click the same thing here, get sheet name. It's the same button that I've used earlier, but this time around it's placed in a different sheet. So I press the button and you see that active sheet name properties example. So you see properties example is my sheet name, and that's what it's displaying here. So here what it does is it accesses the property of the current or the highlighted sheet that we have. Okay, so obviously this is a very pretty much basic example of how we are going to use properties, but you get the idea that any object associated with in Excel, we can they all have properties and we can modify those properties. For example, let's consider this cell. By default, each cell has a default background of white color, right? Now I want to change that color. That's a property, so I want to change it. I would say change cell color, and that would change the property of that. Now another property can be I select a cell. Now it's having zero value or null character. If I put something like hello, now its property has changed. It holds a value called hello or string called hello. So basically we can change the property of one cell or multiple cells together. So now, oh, I have the spelling mistake here. Change the color cells. That's right. So sorry for that. Now you get an idea of how the Excel associates the properties with the objects. Now every object that we have would be associated with some or the other properties, most of which we can access, some of which we cannot access. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we will cover how we are going to use the methods in Excel VBA and an example associated with methods.